Hello everybody, welcome back to Miss B's Plan B. It's lovely to see you. I hope that you're well. Today the theme of our session is love because Valentine's Day is fast approaching and I thought it would be lovely in particular to look at loving our world and nature. So before we go on to that, I'm going to start with a little mindfulness activity because it's super important that you love yourself as well. And it's been found that just by taking a bit of time out of your busy day and just thinking about how you're feeling and tuning into your surroundings can really help to calm you and make you feel much happier. So I'm going to teach you this little mindfulness activity you could do at any time in the day if you just feel you need a little bit of time out just to relax. And it's based on the senses. So I just want you to have a quick think. What are our 5 senses? Have a think. Can you remember them? And then we're going to go through what they are. So the 5 senses are, we've got our sense of sight, hearing, touch, smell and taste. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop and think about each of those senses in turn. And we're going to start with our sense of sight and we're going to think about what 5 things around you can you see. So have a look and just think, what 5 things can you see? And it's really nice to do this activity in a nice, quiet, relaxing place. So if you've got a garden, you might want to do it out there, or whilst you're out on your exercise, you might want to just stop and take a moment just to appreciate your surroundings if there's no one else around. So what 5 things can you see? And just really look at them and just appreciate them. Okay. Then next thing, what 4 things can you hear? Have a little think. Be really quiet, and it always amazes me how there are more things to hear, okay, when you're really, really quiet than you'd normally expect. Okay, then what 3 things can you touch? Okay, so just think, okay, what is there around you to touch? Just make sure it's something safe to touch. But then as you're touching it, just think, right, how does it feel? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it warm? Is it cold? Okay, just again, take care. Nothing really hot to touch because you don't want to hurt yourself. And then moving on, 2 things that you can smell. So focus on what can you smell. So taking some really deep breaths. 2 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. What 2 things can you smell? So really concentrating, because you have to really concentrate to appreciate what you can smell in the air. And then 1 thing you can taste. Remember, it's dangerous to put anything in your mouth, okay, when you're out in nature. So what I just want you to do is just open your mouth as you're breathing and just notice what you can taste, okay, because as our sense of smell is linked to our taste, if you open your mouth, you will actually experience tasting something. Okay, so that's a little mindfulness activity you can do at any point in the day just to help you relax. So what we're going to do next is I want you to think about, what do you really love about nature? So just have a little think, what do you love about nature? You might want to pause the video just to give you a bit more thinking time. Have a little think. And I'm going to share with you some things I love about nature. I love hearing all the different sounds in nature. I find it quite magical and very relaxing. And as I spend more time in nature, I get to know more about what those sounds are, which I really enjoy, so I can identify more and more things. Other things I love about nature, there's so many, but I love the fact that when you go to a place and you experience the nature, everything there is just free and to be appreciated. So I love the fact that we can go out there and we don't have to buy anything to have fun. There's all the fun we need actually there at our fingertips for us to use and take care of. So that's another thing I love. Now, what I'm going to challenge you to do is I want you, the next time you go out, you could do this in your garden or the next time you're out on your daily exercise, I want you to take extra notice of what is around you. And I just want you to appreciate the things there and be like a nature detective. What things can you see in nature that are amazing? And I'm going to share with you a few photos of things that I saw that I thought were very special and I wanted to share with you. So I hope you like them. Keep your eyes peeled, because somewhere lurking in my photos is an amazing tree I saw, which I thought looked like a dragon's head. So see if you can spot it too. Here we go. I wonder if you managed to spot the dragon's head too. What we're going to do next is, I want you to think about when you're out in nature, sometimes it's nice to collect some bits, if it's okay to do so, so we don't pick things that are still living, but you might find, for example, a special stone or a twig that you think is particularly magical. And what you might like to do is make your own nature bag out of a box that you could bring home and use. So I'm going to show you how I made one, just to give you some ideas, and you might like to have a go too. So first of all, you will need some sort of a box. I've used a cereal box here, and the first thing you need to do is you need to find where it was joined, so where the tabs are, and either you or with a grown-up, you need to carefully open it. I just put my finger in and slid it down, and it's split. And that's the first step, just to open up your box so it is flat. Then you're going to decorate it, and it's up to you how you want to decorate it. You might want to use paints, you might want to use collage. There is no right or wrong way. Okay, just do what you like to do. I'm going to show you some examples of what I did. This one I used things I found from wrapping paper, so I cut out some shapes and stuck them on one side, and on the other side I used my pens and I wrote "I love nature." And I did this all whilst the box was still flat like this, and I also cut some handles into the top. So that's something you'll need to ask a grown-up to help you with, because it can be a bit tricky making that first hole, but then you might be able to do it yourself. So I cut 2 handles into the top of the box, and then I stuck it back together. You could either use glue, or because you're going to be putting objects in it, to make it stronger, you could use some tape. You might even want to use like plastic-free sellotape is now available, which is much better for the planet. So that's exciting. Another design I did was this one. I cut the tabs off the top, and this time I punched holes in the top and threaded some ribbon I found, again left over from an old present, and I made a bag like that. And this one I actually put leaf prints on, so I put some leaves into some paint and then made leaf prints. So that's another way you might like to do it. And then here are some of the objects I found. Now, my first object was too big to fit in my nature bag, but it was so exciting I had to bring it home with me. It is the one and only Stickman. Here we go. There is Stickman. I was very excited to find such a big Stickman, and I will have lots of fun with him making up my own Stickman adventures. So that's something you might like to do. And another thing I found, and this will definitely be going in my nature bag, is this lovely stone. I couldn't believe it. It was like this when I found it. Okay, I hope you can see that properly. So it was already a heart shaped, which I thought was very special. And I thought I'd share with you just a few other things of hearts formed naturally in nature, just to give you some inspiration, because if you look closely, you might find some hearts out there too. Here we go. Wow, isn't nature amazing? Now, I don't want you to worry if you haven't seen any hearts in nature, because another lovely thing you might like to do is make your own nature hearts. And this is a really fun thing you can do using natural resources you find. What I find helps is to use something to mark the outline of the heart first of all. So it might be something like sticks or stones, just to put the heart shape, and then you might like to fill it with other objects that you find. Okay, again, there is no right or wrong way to do it. The choice is yours, and you could do a small heart or a big heart. Again, it's totally up to you. And the lovely thing about that is when other people are out on their daily exercise, they might get to see your heart, and it might spread a bit of love and cheer in your local area. So I'm going to show you just a few examples of some nature hearts that have been made. Here we go. So I hope you feel inspired having seen those hearts made out of natural objects, and it's given you some ideas. Remember, because of government restrictions at the moment, it's an activity you might need to do in your garden if you've got one, or if you do it whilst you're on your daily exercise, you need to make sure that there's no one else about. And also just remember those safety things about how some berries are poisonous, and just to be careful about what you're picking up and to wash your hands thoroughly afterwards and to keep them away from your mouth. But it's a lovely activity you can do to spread some love. So I hope you have lots of fun spreading that love, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Goodbye.